Чё? Пытаемся проходить диск Elysium. Это же мое второе прохождение. Но в прошлый раз я играл немного другого персонажа с другими характеристиками, и вообще стоит пытаться переиграть.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine. You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out. Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with? Sure, I'm done with it. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache. Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning. She shifts in her seat awkwardly.
Of course. I won't.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead...
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Создал своего, наролял случайно, и в данном случае выбрал эмпатию в качестве королевского данного навыка. Иногда позволяет.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it is. You crack open the ammonia ampoule and breathe in. The odor of death is still stronger. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
They're armor, no boots. Technically speaking, these are sabatons. Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing it is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 for a full set, about 4 years of wages. As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot. That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford. The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic. A small bell-like sound fills the air, like
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely.
faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates, and like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly. This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Лично стоит верить, конечно, подсказкам, которые конкурируют.
The stench fills your nostrils as you push downward.
Stop!
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Pull his head off. There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? Try what exactly? I don't think we should do anything just for the hell of it. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
There might still be a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. Alright then, you can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
Беседуем самим с собой, значит.
Of course there aren't. Don't be naive. You still feel as though there might be some honor points. And if there are, you've surely earned one.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremities. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
Why do you think so? Okay.
I'm gone. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past, way out in the west. Maybe I was getting my rocks off. Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you? Captain Coppadromo, I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Let's go with a simpler question. I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer. Go ahead, Coppo. Do I remind you of someone? No, not quite. Be fair now. Sure I do. You just don't want to admit it. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you! Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions, you...
He loves those.
По идее, я могу разговаривать со всеми этими товарищами, со всеми внутренними аспектами меня как существа, как какое-то разумное нечто, что сидит в голове. В разных прохождениях разный набор этих самых штук, которые особенностей человеческой личности. Где-то может быть большой интеллект, где-то логика, энциклопедия. Очень интересно ведет себя электрохимия, она больше по всяким наркотикам, алкоголю. Есть трепет, которому интересны люди, интересны мысли доку. Есть стойкость, есть риторика, есть эмпатия. Иногда они даже спорят между собой. И есть галстук, который тоже может поговорить.
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Coming right up, copperoonie Rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Because you have loved it, me and Provocopo. It was love all along. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. His corpse is marked by stars. Alcohol and heartbreak.
The map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
So am I.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
Ким, помощник, игнорирует то, что здесь есть мальчик Куна и девочка, которая через забор что-то кричит. И мне советуют не связываться с ними. Я в прошлый раз, когда проходил, я здесь несколько раз умирал от сердечного приступа, потому что этот мальчик довольно жестко меня оскорблял. Но сейчас у меня очень хорошо прокачано. Вот это вот непонятное нечто. Я, может быть, более слаб физически, но эмоционально я крепко. К тому же, из-за высокого уровня эмпатии этого Куна прекрасно начинаю понимать. Ну, не я, а вот персонаж.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it. It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should... Sure. Just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties...
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Like in a circus, when the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
No. More like in harbor. Like the one just east of here. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. The brief suggested as much. politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt, buckle closes. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing up there. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the warriors... This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of...
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marble.
So, what do you think? I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Он накидал камнем в труп.
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think. Yes, there's always a chance we are wrong. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done. The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How? Yes, the buckle, where it ties the cargo belt to the tree. If the shot hits that, then there might be a small chance.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertainer Kuno.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss!
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid...
I'll blow his head off.
Take it!
Yeah, take the shot.
Silence, with his elbow sharp, and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches, his finger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the...
God damn it.
He feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. What?
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down. Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there... Okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everard Clare? Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
The leader of the Union. A dangerous and corrupt man, from what I hear. You don't want to owe him much.
Yeah? Don't go being someone else's bitches. You're cool.
From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. I'm going away for a long, long time.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing here. Get the fuck out of here.
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work! Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
Rights of people. Rights of workers.
To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed. Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not allowed to make a living here. We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union fucks don't want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market. The rules of the economy. Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying.
I know nothing about it, Murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
What are you talking about? I'm not tense.
Yes, he's tense.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup, open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is...
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to pick a side in this local matter.
pity.
Let us work!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work, I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to pull on.
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work! We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastard. Main gate's locked. We'll take heavy ordnance to bust it open, and try to get in through the secretary's office. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The accent bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there, but that one's no joke, and my men are tired and like civilized folk, you mean? These native
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now.
No! They will give up eventually.
Scab? I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife? Body still hanging in the tree? Hey, that's a rough pickle. I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage.
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seems doubtful.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Seminese supremacist there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, or you could convert to his Seminese supremacist worldview. Or, Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong. Sure.
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, I'm Sandwich. You are not in danger, because you are not a threat to me. You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach. got drunk and drowned.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here.
Show him the ham still got it.
Willingly calling yourself a ham sandwich, how far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war. Like you dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Kroikos. You will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with Dick. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the...
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it. It hurts.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple.
The words to the song have changed.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Very, very bad. This is the end. Bad. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented. That ain't easy on the ticker. He...
Right to work! Right to...
Scab?
Nobody...
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you with me? It must be frightening. That is precisely the negligence that you reek of it. An invisible soul. No, you...
Show him the ham still got it.
Jerking motions. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. You gave the world. You dominate. You will be
It is, baby.
There is a button right behind him. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
Enough with this begging. Bring your troops to the city walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul. Your beloved beverage. Oh, don't be vulgar. White...
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has... Of course you are, Levasholian man. The failure of communism to challenge the world order is the core of your race fate. All around you, above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of... Stop explaining yourself. No one cares about your beliefs. The conversation has moved on. Rock and roll is moribund. Only Koikos listen to it anymore. There is no life left in it. My people, I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Semines race. What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never getting that dead body down from the tree.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one. There always is.
Race is reality.
We still need to get into the harbor. We need help with the tree situation.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy grab, the windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's... The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. The
racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Hey there. It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Yeah, exactly. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout. Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Behind the laugh, however.
So tell me, what do you need? Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. The bosses, man. Makes sense. It sucks is what it does.
Maybe don't tell people. The people they don't like are actually right.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked. Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries. A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on that. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like, a strike negotiated.
Ah, yes. From the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere. To get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get onto...
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms.
Time to arrest him.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
The man taps his fingers.
Don't be a stranger.
Before you stands a motor cab. Vapor emanates from the lock. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the frequency tableau lights up, and a green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. And then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment.
Just wait. Relax.
Officer, I have Sylvie. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
Вылегали. Вел внутренний голос, который противоречит другим.
Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash. I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective? No? Not me? No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Yeah, go on. No, I don't know. It wasn't me. I haven't been out there since. I was terrified of the stench and the corpse. No, absolutely not. You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. You know whom?
You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her. Don't be paranoid. She's obviously talking about someone else, not you.
I really don't want to talk about this. Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the whirling in rags. When she...
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. It just made me want to quit. The stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while screaming f***. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. It was a pretty bird. There since I started working in World.
There's genuine sadness in her voice.
Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I have seen so many assholes in this place. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you, well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept... We Go On, by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You to hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. And then you screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that. And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing. No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened.
You hear a sigh of relief on the other end.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in, over.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest.
10-4, what's your status? Over. 10-18, 10-20, over. State your message, sir. Over. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but...
Is it him? What does he want?
He says he needs money.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says he's in trouble. Doesn't have a place to sleep.
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then.
Vicmar said...
Who cares what this Vicmar said? Enough, officer. This begging is below your dignity.
He says it's important.
He isn't getting a red...
Request denied, sir. Over. Anything else, sir? Over. 10-4. Your badge should have most of your personal details. Look over that. Over. 10-4. Anything else for you, sir? Over. Roger that. 10-10.
18 kilometers to the south, in the 41st Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd has gathered around Communication Officer Jules Oldboy Pidier. The small room is filled with cigarette smoke, abuzz with laughter.
What is going on here? Did something happen?
What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He seemed confused, delirious even.
Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner, Chester McLean.
Yeah, Mullen was fucked, alright. Sounded fucking drunk to me.
Yeah, Mac's right. This was some gnarly shit there. I mean, before he started begging for money,
Enough! None of this is funny. It's fucking sad. That's what it is. He's a cop.
We must help him.
Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink? Go jogging with him in the morning?
I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. You wouldn't.
Mac, man the door. You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain. Or
I guess I can hold off the report for a few days.
Good. Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now...
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in the motor carriage. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long...
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. The handles are long and sleek. The pry bar feels nice, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a...
This is the Kupris Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox.
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage. Nothing, nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging.
The Kupris motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes. A motorized vehicle, officer. I'm sure you are familiar with the concept. We've had these for nearly... No, I'm afraid not. We have a murder case on our hands.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin...
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without...
Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my engine. The white suede feels luxurious under the tuck. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know you're cop. Yes. Guess what's yours? Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then. Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. But you're... Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're... You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, Ultra Series.
I can see you have a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
A pair of found Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper and a silver-lined midsole.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 riyal.
These once respectable speakers.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here. No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage. No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk. No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale. You do, officer, you do. Remember, we don't have to resort to socialism. We can have nice things too.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside, minding the register. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers...
Kind of you to offer, sir.
What could you do to help her anyway?
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm. Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame. I don't know about that, but I imagine life is great when you're famous.
Annette's expression remains ever so helpful, but she doesn't say anything.
Okay. It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and, well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. No, I don't know.
You can take this. Blossom like a pain flower. The girl is at a loss for words. She shifts and sways on her feet, looking...
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how to help you. Sir, sorry, sir.
It's time to leave it be. You're about to make a child cry.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some about other books? Crime fiction is about murders or
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. What's that mean? And everything's better now, sir? Why is that? Sir, please, sir, don't say things like that. You look... Don't be sad, sir. I'm sorry I said that thing about Dick Mullen. Head? Yeah.
No, it's your soul. Your blue... No, your resilience.
I'm not sure I understand. If you say so, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for your... Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
You fail to deduce anything. She waits intently.
Come on, don't be silly. That's not a proper deduction.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? Don't you feel compelled to look at...
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the...
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're dumb if you decide to open them.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy...
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. No! Please just talk to me, officer.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cake. You see some kind of charm. An irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cages.
I warned you! You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding!
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside. We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been...
This is where the memory should go.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6. UKV 123, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, all of this is gone, left unrealized.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. And your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting, wax, translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured fever. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, it's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Tuareg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if this looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones, albeit dark and cold. This vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy." And this is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. Everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss, an abyss of production. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner, the handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still... You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found...
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrap. The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home.
Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter. It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer. I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the iceberg fridge. Someone who owns a radio computer? My guess is as good as yours, officer.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. Take it. You're a police officer. Police...
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say.
He likes this find. This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears the ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eye.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? No, that's not it. I think it looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology. Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board. No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalk. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but it's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Fuck does Kuno care? Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if...
In her eye! Fuck are you talking about? Ask...
They're trying to make you feel stupid, Kuno!
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should...
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
It's not Kuno. It's Kuno S.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about!
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
She's not fucked up. Everyone's fucked up. Stop judging shit.
Wrong move. But he's whispering still. You haven't lost him. Just don't mess up again. Or...
It's okay. The pig's trying to pit us again.
That's it. You let him off the line. That was a bad, manipulative...
Try to fuck my Kuno! Try to fuck my Kuno away! Me and Kuno are tight. We ride for life.
What's going on? Is an ungovernable youth on your crime scene, throwing around incendiary language.
Trying to fuck at the Kuno. Trying to fuck at me. Trying to fuck. Kuno only gets higher. It's faster, faster, faster.
Kuno gonna fuck you up. Up.
Normal is not what we got here. You've got to work with what you have for now.
Yeah? The kid... No, it's not fucking Kuno's.
He thinks you're fucking for Kuno. He says you